Alrighty, so the seats are out and I got about 225 square feet without them of space to work with, but the heater is still in the way. So we're gonna take it out today. I believe the coolant lines run along on the inside, and they should be connecting to the heater, but we'll trace down the coolant lines, figure out how they run. I'm pretty sure it's a loop between heater, the rear heater, the driver's seat heater, and the engine. There should be some cutoff valves, so we'll have to go find all of that jazz. And the very first thing though is to get that chase off. I tried doing a few of the screws yesterday, and I think a lot of them are gonna have to be drilled out. They seem to be pretty well rusted, so we might be chewing through some bits today. We'll see how it goes. Nope. Ooh, got one. Yeah, I think these are. Let's try this. Nope, I have to drill them out. See if maybe Dad's got a better technique. My help is actually fixing my truck right now. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna work on getting this thing out, cushion thing, so I can keep the demolition going. See that gun? Or, well, it looks like a sucker. This is why you should, I highly recommend, if you're doing a schoolie, take it down to the bones and get rid of all the grossness from kids. Just gonna get some small things removed while I'm still waiting for some help.
Trying to get the rail off.
I was just getting what I could off. I got as far as I could on this. Those bottom ones. You want me to try?
Can.
So we're gonna try a pry bar to get this metal chase up, since it should just be mostly attached to wood. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. You'll need to get those screws off. So get your
Okay.
nuts, I should say.
Yep, I got it. I'll get switched up.
Look at that.
Oh. I don't know if I can fit the socket around it because this thing's so tight.
Move.
this is the end of the closed loop right here, right? It runs from here, the coolant lines. Figure out what this is. Oh, shit. Oh, it's the pump. Not sure for what. And then here it exits and goes to the Webasto coolant heater. And then from here goes to the next heater, and then all the way to the engine.
So when we first tore this apart, we discovered that we had a unique situation here. This bus is equipped with a Webasto heater, which is essentially a heater that uses that heats coolant from the engine, and then uses a pump to recirculate that through the engine block. It just happens to be tied into the hoses that in between the front and the rear bus heaters is where it's located. Probably because it needs to be mounted underneath the chassis of the bus, and so the tie-in needs to be in somewhere in that area. Now it also has a 12-volt pump because the engine isn't running. The idea is on these heaters you would set it on a timer before the bus is being used. It circulates hot, heats the coolant, circulates it back through the engine block, and then you have a warm engine to start. It's obviously important on a diesel engine. So we've got to account for the fact that this Webasto heater is in the bus because we want to retain it. So starting at the rear heater, if you look back there, you see just hose going back to it. Then in between there and the front heater, near the driver's position in the cab, you'll see the Webasto pump. What we're going to do is, and then let me back up a little bit. In between the pump and the front of the bus, where the heater hose goes into the front heater, we have the fixture, I'll call it. It's just a plate made out of copper, and soldered into the plate are two 90-degree elbows. And the idea is the bottom of it sticks out the bottom of the bus and actually connects to the Webasto, which is mounted underneath the bus, and then comes back up. So that plate has to be taken out, the pump has to be taken out, and then we've got to make a temporary loop in the heater hose so that we can actually run the engine. The Webasto won't be working, but we'll have it, the engine of it, we can run the engine. So those are the considerations. So what we're going to do is make sure we turn the water off underneath the in the valves on the engine. Then we've got this big black bucket that we're going to use to catch water. We're going to start with isolating all the things that we're going to remove or temporarily remove, like the heater and this fixture. And then we're going to loop that back temporarily so the bus can be operated in the future. Then once we make that loop, that's going to be in between the fixture that I was talking about in the front of the bus. We're going to loop it there. We're going to take that fixture out, save it. Then we're going to take out the pump, save it. And then once we have the pump out, it's a simple matter of just taking the hose from the heater and just disposing of it, which hose looks to be in good condition, so we're going to try to retain some of it in case we need it for something. The last piece is to make a loop, as I described before, so we can temporarily run the bus. We're going to cut off one of the elbows, 90-degree fixtures, that's actually going into the rear heater, and use that, clamp that between the two hoses and make a loop so that the system is closed. Now, in doing all this, we can run the bus and the front heater will still work.
So I gotta, first thing, turn off the coolant flow. Here's the first one. I already turned it off. So you can see that it's on the engine. And the second one is inside at the front heater. And it's already off because I wasn't using the heater. So we should be ready to rock and roll.
Unhooking or disconnecting the back heater. So we just put it in this big black tub. I've got to saw off with Sawzall metal blade the fitting or the elbow, which is the right diameter, and I'm going to reuse that up front.
Okay, let's go see if that's working, if there's any leaks. So far, we've got a drivable bus. So this loop is going from engine to, from engine to driver's seat to closed loop, and then eventually we'll add back the Webasto.
Yeah, just grab it.
And we'll hook it up there. Do you want me to turn it back off? Or leave it running for a little bit?
Actually, leave it running. It's good for the bus.
True.
Get the bucket or
Next time, have me grab that first. Okay. I'm gonna store this pump so we don't have to unwire it next to the driver's seat. So let me make sure it's emptied.
There. Just grab that in and let's drain this hose.
Oh, yep.
There's not a lot in it, but. So, lift it up, just lower your end in there. Okay, take this out.
We want to keep it though for now in case.
Yep. In fact, find a place to kind of hang it on the wall or something,
Okay.
rather than lay it on the ground.
Yeah, because the ground could cause it to